We have the Sinnoh Tour Los Angeles going down this weekend, which is going to be a very exciting time for all of us if you guys are attending. So today we're going to go over the top tips, tricks, and strategies to make sure you guys fully encompass everything you need to know about the Sinnoh Tour in Pokemon Go if you're going to be in LA. So welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go! Who is excited about going to the Sinnoh Tour? Okay, so if you guys are going to be there, there's multiple times for you guys to be able to meet with me. Okay, so for number one, starting at 9 a.m. on Friday, I'm going to be at the George Izay Park, which is going to be in Burbank. So that's going to be starting at 9 a.m. And then if you guys want to do some raids with Daxie and myself, we will be there at 3 p.m. So I'm pretty much going to be there all of the day, and Daxie will get there at 3, and then we're going to do some raids together. So I'm very excited about this. Hopefully we're going to see all you guys out there. I should have merch there as well. It's on the way being shipped here right now. So hopefully there's no delays and everything like that. And if all is said and well, I will be able to sell merch there. And then not only that, guys, I will also be featured from 12 until 2 at the Notable Trainer booth at the Sinnoh Tour Los Angeles. So all you have to do is look out for me in that specific area. I'm very excited about this event. So there's multiple chances for you guys to be able to meet me, and I hope to see you guys all out there. And also the George Izay Park is the officially boosted event through the Campfire app from Niantic. So if you guys do want to come out, this is going to be a good time. There might be something special there. I don't know, but I'm just saying there potentially could. I can't wait to see you guys out there. All right, so now let's get into the event details. So starting on Friday, if you are purchasing any of the boosted add-ons, you are able to use them, okay? So they do start on Friday at midnight, and then they're gonna go all the way until Sunday at midnight. So we have some pretty cool things going on. Let me know if you guys do buy the add-ons when you play. So on Friday, we have Spiritomb quests and other things going on, but we're gonna focus on Spiritomb right now before we start getting into the tips for Saturday and Sunday, which is the main event days. And then also you can purchase the Citywide if you guys do want to play for an additional day, which I always think is a plus. The Citywide experience is very fun. So there's going to be 108 Spiritomb stops scattered all the way throughout LA and Orange County. How will you be able to find these stops? Well, more than likely is all you have to do is go into Campfire, and then you're going to go ahead and pull up in the bottom where it says Pokemon Go in the map section, and there should be a section in there for the Los Angeles ticket if you do have one. I do not have one in my game right now, so I cannot confirm, and obviously it's not Friday quite yet. And the Spiritomb 100% IV is going to be 888 for everybody out there. So that's going to be what you need to know about Friday. So if you do not want to come out to the George Izay Park, I hear it's a quite good area to be able to play, and there's a lot of raids around there too, which is going to be really fun. If you don't want to come out to that area and you want to play somewhere else, you can play in Santa Monica. I am not the biggest fan of Santa Monica because of how the pier is shaped and how you have to walk through that pier and how many people go there. So I'm just going to give you guys a heads up for that one. So the street, and then you kind of like go into the pier, and then you come out of the pier, and more than likely, since it's not a circular thing, you know, I do encourage you guys to play there. You're going to be playing in more of the downtown area of Santa Monica. You can also go to the Long Beach Pike if you want to check out somewhere else in Orange County. Long Beach Pike is pretty good. Once again, it's kind of like a sickle, so you have to go there and back. You can't make a full loop, which I think is a little bit unfortunate for getting the most amount of catches and optimizing your time. So I'm excited to see you guys out there. Hopefully you guys will come out and meet me and Daxie, and then obviously Saturday and Sunday come out and say hi at the Notable Trainer booth. So as far as the bonuses go, we're getting half hatch distance for eggs placed in incubators during the event. Up to 6 special trades can be made during the day, no matter where you are in Los Angeles. Half the cost of Stardust for trades. Up to 9 daily free raid passes from spinning photo discs at gyms, and increased chances of encountering shiny Pokemon. All right, guys, so just right off the bat, half incubator distance is amazing. The half cost for trades is great, and make sure to do all your special trades. It's very important to get those done. Do not put them off towards the end of the day. You want to get them done up front, so you're not at the end of the day trying to scramble to get them done. And it's great that you can do them all in Los Angeles. So it doesn't say Orange County, it just says Los Angeles County, which is going to be able to be where you're going to be at. And the add-ons for Raid Lover, you get up to 18 free raid passes by spinning photo discs at gyms, additional 5,000 XP from completed raids, 6 additional candy awarded from catching Pokemon in 5-star raids, and 3 additional XL candy awarded from catching these 5-star Pokemon. So I love the Raid Lover. I mean, for $15, you're getting 18 additional free raid passes. This is a fantastic thing, and you're getting additional XL candy every single time you catch this Pokemon, which is almost like you're getting free raids. I know you're not getting the encounters, but from the XL candy standpoint, it is a huge plus. And for the Egg-thusiast, which is $15, you then go down to 1/4 egg hatch distance, 3 times hatch XP, 3 times hatch candy, 3 times hatch Stardust, and an increased chance of 10-kilometer eggs. So if you guys do want to add on this, I like it because you just hatch eggs so fast. And in the 10-kilometer eggs, we are going to be finding Pachirisu, we're going to be having the Carnivine, and then finally, the Chatot is going to be in there as well. And those are all brand new shiny Pokemon. The first time ever for all of those being shiny in the game. Love it. I need to have it, so I am going to be doing it. And there are regional Pokemon, so after the Sinnoh Tour, guys, they are not going to be spawning in eggs, and they are not going to be global. So this is your time to be able to get the shinies. So it probably is going to be worth to be able to just go all out here, but that's totally up to you. And for here, while we're going in, you might as well go in with 12-kilometer eggs because that's going to yield you a ton of Stardust. On 3 times hatch Stardust with a star piece on and hatching these eggs, and if you get the 1/4 egg hatch distance, do not incubate these 12-kilometer eggs until the event starts to get them optimally placed, unless you're really going to teeter that edge and get them to about 10 or 11 kilometers, but that's a lot of walking for those eggs, so start stacking up on those 12-kilometer eggs if you're not already there. And then we have the Citywide add-on. This is going to have wild encounters with event Pokemon throughout, an increased chance of encountering shiny Pokemon, up to 6 special trades daily, half Stardust cost for trades, half incubator distance, up to 9 free raid passes, access to event field research tasks, and access to the Uxie, Mesprit, and Azel photo safaris. So if you guys do want to play in the event, obviously you get 1 play day in the event, and then you get 1 Citywide add-on, which I suggest you guys do because, man, it is fantastic. I love playing in the cities because it gives you an additional way to be able to get Pokemon, not only to catch, but also encounter all these shiny Pokemon, and I tend to have more fun in the city areas, even though I do like being in the park and controlling that area of where I'm able to go if I want to find specific spawns, which is a plus to being in the Rose Bowl Stadium Park. And before we jump into the tips, guys, let's talk about one more time the Dialga, Origin Form, and Palkia, okay? If you guys want to see the video of them up there, it's a great video. These Pokemon look extremely cool. So we have the Dialga coming with Roar of Time, and with that special move, which is only a chance of you catching with it. It's not guaranteed to be with all of them, but this move, pretty cool when it comes with it, okay? So if you do get a hundo, hopefully you get Roar of Time, and then you also have the ability to get capture cards on any of these Pokemon caught in the area, which is another plus here. Okay, so for the Roar of Time, for 5,000 Stardust and for 5 Dialga candy, it's going to pause all of the premium items that are star pieces, lucky eggs, incense, and daily incense for 6 minutes. And you can activate that for 2-hour intervals. And then after you do that 2-hour intervals, I believe you can then go and do it again and put it all the way for 24 hours from my understanding of how it works. But for sure, you can put it on for 2 hours. So if you guys do get it this weekend, you can start using it right away if you do want to pause that and you have a ton of Dialga candy. But remember, that is premium candy and you are spending Stardust. But if you're at the end of the day, let's say you need 5 more minutes and your star piece is running out, guys, not a bad play right there, just to extend things for a couple minutes as opposed to putting on a brand new one. And then for the Palkia, we have the Spacial Rend. The Spacial Rend is going to increase the spawn capacity of that Pokemon in the area. So I will be doing a video where we will cover this and I will be showing it in full time, real time in Pokemon Go, and I will be talking about its benefits, which is going to be a fun time there. And let's cover a couple more things before we start talking about the tips and the spawns. So make sure to do your photo bombs, because the photo bombs are going to have the Sinnoh starters and they can have the cap on. So you do have the potential to get the shiny cap form of these starters. I think they're pretty cute, but not the most effective Pokemon. And we're going to have Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf spawning in the wild, yes. And if you do take a snapshot of these Pokemon while they are in the wild, you have the chance of encountering another one. And let's not forget that we are going to get Rotom as well. And make sure to do your party play for the entire time, because you can get encounters with Registeel, Regirock, Regice, as well as Regigigas. And do not forget as well to do the routes, because the White Stripe Basculin is making its Pokemon Go debut here too. And finally, how could we get the Shaman Masterwork Research, which is going to award you a shiny Shaman coming from that. And the shiny Shaman 100% IV is going to be $13.99, so keep that in the back of your mind. All right, guys, so now let's get into our top tips for this. The overarching goal of this, for me personally, is to get the shiny Pokemon that I don't have and I want. And number 2 is to try to get as many good Dialga and Palkia Origin Form as possible. I really would love to get 100% IV Palkia. I do not have one, so I'm going to be raiding quite a bit. So it's going to be a fun time out there. And also, hatching those 10-kilometer eggs to try to get those shiny regionals is a high priority for me, because once again, they are regional, so outside of this event, they're going to be extremely challenging to get. So try to get them. And if you don't, you may consider trading them with a best friend for half Stardust just to have as a lucky. All right, on to tip number 1. Tip 1 is all about the spawns throughout the event. So we do have 4 habitats. Number 1 is going to start with Entangled Ruins. Entangled Ruins will feature Dawn's Hat Pikachu, Tangela, Eevee, Misdreavus, Nosepass, Roselia, Duskull, Turtwig, Kricketot, Burmy Plant, Combee, Cherubi, and Bronzer. As far as good quality Pokemon in this one specific, there's really not a ton. However, Tangrowth, especially in the shadow form, is going to be a decent grass attacker. But just a reminder, focus on the shinies that you don't have. But for this one, I am going to point out that Combee is going to be a boosted Stardust Pokemon. So this one is going to yield you a little bit more Stardust if you're in there. However, the downside to Combee is it's a challenging one to catch, and I don't particularly care for it. And throughout the entire event, they're going to do anomalies. So the last 30 minutes are going to increase spawns of specific Pokemon. So for this one, the Akari Pikachu is going to be spawning. We're going to get the Hisuian Voltorb, which can now be shiny, and then Cleaver's actually going to be spawning in the wild. So if you didn't get a Cleaver, you want to be in this specific habitat, which is actually a pretty good Pokemon. I thought that was one of the rarer shinies coming from the raid days, but if you guys do want it, you will have the capability to do so at the last 30 minutes here. And then we have Seaside Metropolis, featuring Dawn's Hat Pikachu, Magnemite, Porygon, Ralts, Piplup, Starly, Bidoof, Burmy, Weasel, Shellos, East and West Sea, Drifloon, Glameow, and Finneon. As far as the spawns here, I'm going after the Ralts if you guys do need XL candy. However, at the same time, guys, I've got way more than enough XL candy for this specific Pokemon, but Gardevoir in the Master League does do pretty well, and it also is a Mega as well, and Mega Gallade could be coming out as well, so obviously having that, but the Gardevoir in the Mega is the top fairy type in the game, which is pretty effective. And then in the last 30 minutes, the Akari Pikachu, we're gonna have the Hisuian Quillfish, which is going to have a shiny, and it's a silver version, it looks really good, and then the Hisuian Braviary with the shiny as well. I might just go over there because I did not get the shiny, I was actually camping during that raid day. And then now we're gonna move into the Bubbling Mire habitat, featuring the Pikachu, Apom, Yanma, Gligar, Shinx, Cranidos, Shieldon, Burmy Sandy version, Stunky, Gibble, Hippopotas, Scroopy, and Krogunk. So here we're looking at a little bit more relevant Pokemon. So the Rampardos is going to be an extremely strong Rock-type Pokemon, a little bit glassy, but the Gibble going into the Garchomp. Obviously we've had plenty of encounters with Gibble. We've had it in Comday, but if you do need more of them, man, this Pokemon is an absolute beast here. As far as Gligar, in the Great League, it's actually going to be ranked 3 in the Shadow form, 19 in the non-Shadow, and then Gliscor is actually ranked 41 in the Shadow and 83 in the non-Shadow. For the Gligar, it's a 0-15-12. And then in the Ultra League, the best ranked for Gliscor is 22, Wing Attack, Night Slash, and Earthquake at a 0-14-15. Then we're going to have the Bastiodon ranked 12 in the Great League at Smackdown, Stone Edge, and Flamethrower at a 0-15-14. Then we're going to get the Skunk Tank in the Great League at a 0-15-15. And then the Garchomp in the Master League at rank 39 is going to be where it's at. And then finally, we do have rank 87 for the Toxicroak with Counter, Mud Bomb, and Shadow Ball at a 0-15-12. And then in the last 30 minutes, we're going to get the Pikachu, the Ursalune, and the Hisuian Growlithe, which I do need the shiny of, and I'm very excited about staying in this specific habitat for that. So there's multiple last 30-minute Pokemon at the end of every hour, which is exciting. Okay, so the last habitat, Hot Mountain Springs. We're going to be getting Lickitung, Rhyhorn, Magmar, Eevee, Togetic, Murkrow, Sneasel, Swinub, Snorunt, Chimchar, Buneary, Snover. And then in the last 30 minutes, we're getting the Hisuian Sneasel, the Hisuian Avalugg, and the Weirdeer. As far as meta attackers, we have the Rhyperior. That's going to be pretty good from the Rhyhorn. And then we also have the Mamoswine. That is one of the top attackers. Both of those in the Shadow forms are extremely strong and definitely worth your time. And let's not forget that we do have the Snover going into the Abomasnow that does have the Mega. As far as PvP goes, the Lickitung in the Great League is actually going to be ranked 1, but it does need that Body Slam move, which is going to be an Elite TM move, but that's okay if it does fit in with your team. The 100% IVs is going to be a 8, 14, 15 at level 50, so that's going to require 296 XL candy. And then Licky in the Ultra League is going to be ranked 73 at a 0, 14, 15 at level 48.5. Rhyperior is best ranked in the Master League as well with Mudslap, Breaking Swipe, and Rock Wrecker, which is going to be the Comday move. Then we also going to get the Umbreon in the Great League at rank 57 at a 0, 15, 15, and then 95 in the Ultra League at a level 50, 100% IV. Then Togekiss is ranked 85 in the Master League, so that's going to be 296 XL candy, as well as 25 for the Mamoswine as well. And then the Abomasnow is actually ranked 29 and 88 with the non-Shadow in the Great League at a 0, 15, 15, and then in the Ultra League at 45 in the non-Shadow, Powder Snow, Icy Wind, Energy Ball at a 3, 15, 14. And then finally, let's talk about the Sneasler, because in the Ultra League, it's actually going to be ranked 86 for the non-Shadow at a 2, 15, 15. And then in the Master League, it's ranked 74 in the Shadow and 100 in the non-Shadow. And then finally, we have the Avalugg Hisuian form in the Master League, Powder Snow, Rock Slide, Icy Wind, ranked 22. So there's a lot to go over with the spawns, guys. Honestly, what we're doing out there is catching as many of them as possible, getting the shinies, and then focusing on hopefully getting good IVs. And if you guys do want to trade them, please make sure to do so. But shinies are crucial, and then manage that last 30 minutes depending on which of these Pokemon that you do need, such as the Hisuian Growlithe, which was really only available in eggs, raids, and research. Okay, so there's a lot of Pokemon in here that have typically not spawned in the wild, including the Hisuian Braviary, Hisuian Avalugg, and other Pokemon that have been in raid days. Now is the time, if you're in Los Angeles, to be able to make up for that and get those shinies. So I'm excited to finally get that Braviary and not have to pay Stardust to be able to receive it in a trade. So those are going to be all the spawns that are going down during the event. Prioritize where and what you want mostly, and then if you were in the Citywide gameplay, guys, you are literally just going to catch every single Pokemon and you can check it, but those are going to be the top PvP and meta attacking Pokemon, which is then going to lead us into tip number 2. Tip 2, let's talk about some items before we move into some mega Pokemon. Okay, so for number 2, you're gonna need as many Great and Ultra Balls as possible. And I would love to give you numbers, but I don't care about the numbers. I just care about you getting as many as physically possible. So even if you need to go around towns and spin Pokestops and discard red Pokeballs and keep stacking up on Great and Ultra Balls, that would be something very, very advantage to you. Not only that, you guys are gonna need to, I would say, spend a little bit of money. I mean, you already are spending money coming here just to be able to have star pieces, to be able to have incenses, and to be able to have lucky eggs if if you do need any type of XP. And for me personally, I'm going to be doing a decent amount of raids throughout the weekend. I'm going to be catching quite a bit, and I'm going to be hatching as much as I possibly can. So I will probably be going after incenses, star pieces, and lucky eggs for the entire event, because these events, when I play so much and I'm so concentrated on things I'm doing, I might as well fully capitalize on everything that's going on during this event. And these events are where I push a lot of XP, Stardust, especially XL Candy and the like, which we're going to talk about top megas to be able to use right now, because you might as well capitalize. So the mega that I'm going to be recommending for the weekend is going to be Mega Rayquaza. Reason being is we have Origin Form, Dialga, Palkia, we have regular Dialga, Palkia, and then we also have some spawns out there that are dragon Pokemon, but then the Mega Rayquaza is also going to cover flying types, dragon types, and psychic types. So you have 3 types that you're being able to be covered by Mega Rayquaza. So hopefully, I pray that you guys have listened to me and you do have a Mega Level 3 Rayquaza and you're able to capitalize on all the XL Candy additionally coming from this. And that's going to give you the most XL Candy with the Dialga and Palkia as well. So this is why I am recommending the Mega Rayquaza, and I really don't have other recommendations besides this, because why would you go beyond that when you are doing raids for these specific Pokemon? You might as well capitalize on as much XL Candy as you possibly can when doing these raid battles. And also clear out your bag and get ready to catch a lot of Pokemon. So get your bag cleared out. I would say at least 500 spots if you have an upgraded bag. Preferably you're at 1,000 to 2,000 spots, because guys, this weekend is going to be intense. It's going to be crazy. I don't want you guys to have to keep on going through all of your bag and be like, oh, I got to delete this. I don't want this, yada, yada, yada. You want to be ready to go at all times, and having a clear and free bag is going to be the way to do so, which is then going to lead us into tip 3. Tip 3, we have Incense Encounters going on. We have all of these Sinnoh letters that are going to be going on coming from the incenses, so make sure to have your incense on S-I-N-O and H. So we do have a decent amount. They all have shiny forms. In the last 30 minutes of the hour, there's actually a U that can come out as well, okay? So there's multiple unknowns here that you guys can get. Hopefully you guys do get the shiny forms. These are pretty much the only times during events that you will ever be able to get shiny unknowns. And then let's talk about our eggs and our raids. So in 2-kilometer eggs, we actually have some decent amount of stuff. We do have Budew, Chingling, Bonsley, Munchlax. We are going to have Riolu as well as Mantike. And so the 100% IVs that I'm going to give you for these, 567 for the Riolu and 1081 for the Munchlax. Okay, so all of them are going to have shinies in here. So good luck out there. If you put one on and you have the Egg-thusiast, guys, you're going to be hatching that in 0.5 kilometers with a regular incubator. In the 5-kilometer eggs, we're getting Hisuian Voltorb and Quillfish, which now have shinies, Stunky, which will have a shiny as well, and Gibble will be in there as well. And then in the 10-kilometer eggs, we have the Chatot, Pachirisu, as well as the final one of the Carnivine. So these ones do have shinies. These are the rarer ones, and these are the regionals. The Pachirisu, if it's in research, is going to be 520, but from eggs, it's 693. The Chatot, if it's in research, 767, but if it's just coming out of eggs, 1023. And then the Carnivine, 925 coming out of research if it does, or 1255 coming out of eggs. So what's the strategy around eggs? Hatching 12-kilometer eggs right off the rip is number 1, and number 2 is going out there, grinding as much as you possibly can for these eggs and getting the hatches. I'm going to be hatching the entire weekend because this time we have some rare stuff in eggs. Do I hatch normally? I don't, but for this weekend especially, I will be hatching and putting on all of my 10-kilometer eggs for certain. My other ones can be used in my infinite incubator if I get them, and since I do have the Egg-thusiast, I will be getting boosted 10-kilometer egg spawns, which I'm very excited about. But at the same time, a little bit sad that I won't be getting Riolu, but I already have a 90H shiny lucky Riolu that I did get in Mexico. If you want to see that video, you can check it out up here because I've already maxed it out. It's at level 50, so I'm pretty complete on that Riolu. But hey guys, hatching eggs can get you shundos. So if you guys do get anything crazy, I am going to be putting a win feed on my Twitter at the Trainer Club with 2 Bs to celebrate, which then is going to lead us into tip 4. Tip 4 is going to be all about raids. So in our 1-star raids, we're going to be having Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup. Obviously, that's a hard pass for all of those for myself. In the 3-star raids, which is kind of weak as well, we are having their 3rd evolutions, which is going to be Empoleon, Infernape, as well as Torterra. So would I suggest raiding for those? Absolutely not. But in the 5-star raids, we have our best raids yet. We have the Dialga and Palkia, and then we also are going to be getting the origin form of Dialga and Palkia. So we have those. The origin form will be spawning on the last half of the hour, and the regular form will be on the first half of the hour. I do need the regular form Palkia 100% IV, but I will be grinding for those origin forms because there's multiple options that are going to make some of those Pokemon rarer. Obviously, we have the shiny forms, number 1. Then you have the catch cards, number 2. And then you have Spacial Rend or Roar of Time on those Pokemon as well. And for both of those, you do not have the capability to Elite TM them on them. It's a chance that they come to be able to use the adventure effects. And then we're going to be getting field research as well. I'm sure there's going to be a little bit more field research than this, but we do have both of these starters from the Sinnoh region with the hats on coming from the research. So the 100% IV will be 508 for the Churchwake. For the Chimchar, it's gonna be 410. And for the Piplup, it's gonna be 460. So I know that's a lot to take in, guys. Make sure to stay on top of everything. Make sure to keep your Mega Rayquaza on. Make sure to keep your premium items on. Make sure you guys are ready to go for everything that's coming at you in Pokemon Go and capitalize fully on everything that's coming at you for this event. Keep your bag clean, keep your items stocked, Ultra and Great Balls, and even if you need to expand your bag, I would suggest deleting Pokemon as a forefront and then expanding if you haven't. I think that this might be the time for me to start expanding my bag. I haven't done it in quite a while. I've been really trying to keep my Pokemon down and not keeping any unnecessary things that I do not need in my bag. But it's the Sinnoh Tour and it's time to capitalize on everything that we have going on during this event. So if there's any other tips that you guys think I missed, drop them in the comments below and I will pin something if I see it as relevant. So thank you guys for being here as always. To all of my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members. Everybody takes your support, subscription, Spacial 2X level. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.